Hey, my friends, jumping into some stuff from Oranji's channel. We're going to check out Akane, incredible drummer. So I thought it would be super cool to check it out. As usual, we will do this in parts. All right, let's jump in.
Breaking new game.
What the hell is this?
Ooh, that was way too loud. Sorry about that. All right, who is the next one? Let's see here. Oh, but she was the one. Wait, she's also a DJ? Really? Okay then, let's talk about Akane. Akane was born on December 14th in Hyogo, a prefecture very close to Osaka. She lived with her mother, her stepfather, and for a short period of time, with her stepbrother, who is 11 years older. During her youngest years, Akane was very unsociable and the one to do whatever she wanted, like leaving kindergarten to go home or not participating in games and activities with the other kids. She was, as she likes to say while laughing, a real problem child. Note that in Japan, children go to school and come back home on their own very early, sometimes at 3 or 4.
Wow.
Over the years, she became more and more friendly and discovered that talking to other people wasn't that bad after all. During her school years, she loved home economics and art, but hated studying. She was also bad at physical activities. Who would have thought? Being a huge fan of manga, Akane was easily influenced by the Prince of Tennis or Slam Dunk to try different sports, but soon realized that her motivation was gone pretty quickly. She's the kind of person who wants to try everything that could interest her, but nothing lasted very long, except one thing. And this is something that we've seen in Saiki and Konami's childhood. Akane has loved music since she was very little. For her, it started with piano in kindergarten and lasted a few years before she stopped because the joy wasn't there anymore. Although she can still play some songs on the piano, even
I was going to say, I bet you she can still play.
today. She continued for 5 years with trombone, but it wasn't something she saw herself pursuing. At the end of her trombonist career, she realized that a lot of her friends joined bands, so she went to a lot of live performances and music festivals with them. That's how the idea of being in a band started to grow in Akane's head. So she joined the K-On! Club to form a band. To get an idea of what it was like, you can watch the anime K-On! Akane started with the guitar, but soon realized that her hands were too small to play, and it was impossible for her to continue. The bass was off the table too, as you can imagine, and she's no singer, at least according to her, so what's left? Yes, drums. And once Akane tried a drum kit, she felt that that was it. While learning drums, she started to listen to rock bands like El Garden and Bump of Chicken to end up making covers of their songs. She also
Chicken.
learned about the band Maximum the Hormone and their female drummer, Now. Akane was stunned to discover that the drummer of this hard rockin' band was not a man. This was the kind of drummer she wanted to become, so she kept.
Yeah, back that up.
This was.
They'll have Lucille for Bats there from The Walking Dead. You got to give her credit, guys. At least she tried a lot of different things. I mean, I would never ever have had any interest in like a brass instrument, but she tried trombone. Nope, not for me. Piano, nope, not for me. I think she probably could have played. She could have gotten a nice thin neck guitar, but it's not her thing. Thankfully, because now we have one of the coolest drummers out there in BandMaid. What a great story, though, huh? Super cool.
Was the kind of drummer she wanted to become, so she kept this picture of a strong female drummer in her mind as a role model. It was, and still is, important to Akane to have an impact on anyone who thinks that a female drummer can only play soft and not hard. With
Way
this
untrue.
image in mind, she practiced every week at her school, the only place that had a drum kit available, as she didn't own one. The other problem was that she was alone in her club, so she could only practice by herself. By the end of her second year, she wanted to do a graduation live performance, so she gathered some of her friends from her old symphonic band days and performed a copy of the group Pez, a Japanese instrumental band consisting of a trumpet, a saxophone, a double bass, a keyboard vocalist, and of course, drums. You might be surprised to learn that Akane wanted to work as a hairdresser after graduation. But as she started drums and was 100% committed to improve her playing skills, she completely changed her mind and instead wanted to enroll in a music school. Against the will of her teacher, but with the support of her parents, Akane went to the Tokyo School of Music for 2
Nice.
years to follow her passion. She was surrounded by talented musicians who wanted to become professional. Even though she was just a beginner in her class, she worked very hard and played every day to catch up with the other students. It was during those years that she joined a band who did a combined live show with another band featuring the one and only Kanami. She immediately acknowledged how good Kanami was with the guitar and wanted to know more about her. It turned out that they lived very close from each other, so they quickly became friends. Kanami used to ask Akane to play drums on her demos before sending them to record companies. Unfortunately, Akane's band didn't stay together very long, and she was back to square one. But Akane was resourceful, so she started a part-time job as a waitress in a music restaurant in Yokohama. She could watch live performances and sometimes have a sit behind the kit to play when the restaurant closed for the day. She told the manager that she plays drums, so he asked if she could play right now. And she did. Akane played Highway Star from Deep Purple, and the manager agreed to let her play. He even
Nice.
offered to train her. From that moment, Akane trained every day to improve her skills and become a better drummer. We are now in...
All right, guys, we'll stop there and pick it up. You guys know I don't do long videos because nobody ever watches anything long that I do. So just a waste of time to do it. I have so many requests. I like to do them this way anyway because I can move on to other requests and just pick it up tomorrow. All right, Akane, man. I mean, one thing I've noticed, like even with Miku, I mean, they work so hard to learn their instrument to get to where they're at now. It just seems to be like the way it is in Japan with artists. I mean, like even with One OK Rock, I mean, nobody believed in them. Yet they fought and fought and fought and played and played and played, and now they're super successful. BandMaid, the same. They really had to work really, really hard. And you got to respect that, guys. You got to respect it totally. I love BandMaid. I love everything about them, everything they stand for. And when you learn about their history, you respect them even more. Because okay, wow, she was waiting tables, to make a living while she's trying to learn. I mean, super, super cool. All right, my friends, we'll see you in the next one. I hope you've had a great weekend. Have a great week coming up. And we'll see you tomorrow with another installment of this documentary. Have a good one.